My name is IO1 MEH. I'm 22 years old.
My name's Kaur. I'm 18 years old.
I live in Liverpool. I'm 23 at the moment. I work in Primark as a manager.
I like to do music. I play the trombone in a few bands, and I like to paint and stuff, and I get paid for a few of my paintings.
Hi, my name is Manoka Bolakele. I am 17 years old. I was born in Congo, which is in Africa.
Mark's Barry from West Derby, 20 years old, and I'm studying accounting and finance at University of Liverpool.
Jamila Avril Dorian Sondergaard. I was born in Denmark and then I came to Liverpool at the age of 3. I'm 16 years old.
I live in Toxteth. This area where I live is called Berkeley. It's a very multicultural place.
It's got a bad reputation.
Lived in Toxteth. It was really multicultural. We had a lot of Asians there, we had a lot of black people there, we had a lot of Polish people there, so yeah, it was quite multicultural.
And now it's very multicultural. There's a lot more different cultures here.
Jamaican, African, and then like I've got loads of like Asian mates and that. And I'm Chinese and I'm part Irish as well.
I remember when I was younger, Kenny wasn't really that multicultural. I'd say it was predominantly white, but seeing 10 years later, seeing that it's changed, it's getting more diverse, and yeah, I'd say it is getting more multicultural.
I used to live in Kensington, around that area, and it was very multicultural there.
If you mention Toxteth, or the people of course, they have a stereotypical view of Toxteth, which is there's mainly black people, or white people are not welcome in this area. You can't walk after 12 o'clock. Bonfire night, a black cab will not stop in the street because they think someone will throw fireworks in their car. But that's not true whatsoever.
Well, usually when you get people from North Liverpool or the cities and stuff, they're always saying, yeah, oh, you live there, you know, it's so, you know, I heard it's so bad, people are getting this and that, and I just say the same thing all the time. You think Toxteth's bad, you know, North Liverpool's probably worse. There's not as many killings or stabbings here, or...
People see Toxteth as like back in the 80s when, you know, the riots and stuff was happening, but that was like, you know, more than 30 years ago, so I think that's something to think of the past.
Oh, Kensington's dangerous, or like it's poor or something like that. That's what people normally think Kenny is, but really it's not. It's actually a really safe place now to live.
When you don't live in a multicultural area, you can be influenced by people who got a very negative view of people from different areas and different cultures, because you don't interact with them. You will always believe what you got told, not what you see. See, seeing is believing, okay? Not hearing from a third party is believing. So,
living in a multicultural area is the best.
Learning about different cultures, seeing how peaceful every culture is, respecting at the same time, and also, like, you know, making your life a lot better, because you will learn a lot of good things from cultures which will benefit you in your life as well, and it makes you a very approachable person.
Like, knowing different cultures expands your personal knowledge, and like that is a good way of getting rid of like ignorance in people, because you get to know about different people's points of views on life.
You get to meet new people from all different cultures with their own like traditions and faiths. How can I put this? It's like having the world just outside your front door.
Just connecting with everyone. Like, you could talk to anyone you saw, because since it was kind of small around where I lived in Kensington, you knew everyone.
The people in there were all like a community together. It's really like connected, and like, yeah, it's really nice. You don't feel like you're like the odd one out or anything.
Up in Toxteth, and we didn't really like the area because it was too noisy, too loud. Sometimes the cultures did clash. Yeah. There was a lot of arguments between people because of certain things and how they perceive certain things.
Hey. Or maybe there's like, I don't know, racism occasionally, but that could be anything.
Well, I wouldn't say I did it to mix with other cultures, because as I was growing up, I just wasn't really into my belief. That's just how I was. I've always thought like that since I was a kid. And being into science and stuff doesn't take you away from it as well. So yeah, that's just how it was. And I was able to mix with them, but not because I changed myself to mix with them. I just naturally like that.
If you're brought and bred in this country, your cultures tend to be different than your parents' culture who come from a particular type of country. Okay, I don't think my culture's been affected for me to fit in with other communities or culture. I just think that is my culture. So if I do go to a church, or if I go to a mosque, if I go to a synagogue, for example, and other people from my religion don't like to go in that particular areas or communicate with people outside the culture, it's their culture. My culture is to actually get involved in different communities and culture.
I think other cultures are accepting of my culture, so I don't feel that I have to like change.
I don't think so, because I don't really get influenced very easily, whether it's from my own culture, from back home talking about, or like religious wise, culture wise. Nothing really makes me change or stuff like that. So no, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah, massively. I think if you've got people who you get along with and people you've got things in common, you're automatically going to have that opinion. Like for life, it's going to stick with you. You're going to feel strongly about it. So yeah, I'd say it does.
Yeah. I think because obviously thinking, you do learn about people's culture, so that makes you think more about their points of view and stuff, and then feel like, I don't know, because being with loads of different ethnic minorities is like, just like, you all feel that same connection, if you get me.
By bringing like people from different like communities and stuff together and different cultures together, they help teach each other like about their cultures and stuff, which is a good thing.
So it helps some kids, but not all kids. And those type of kids that I'm talking about, the ones where their parents are not working, their youth clubs are not working, there's just nothing you can do about them.
The young and the youth is the future of the world, basically. So they're the people who's gonna be the next politicians, the next peacemakers, the next doctors and nurses and stuff like that. Beneficial for every youngster and every youth person to acknowledge and understand what our culture is. What's the difference between a culture, a religion? What's the difference between a person who lives in the country and a person who's brought up here, a person who lives in a different country, a person who lives in different areas, for example? What is the mentality and what's the culture? Get people involved, even people from a different culture who doesn't want to spread their culture. Invite them, show your love, show your peace, and then they might just, open up to you. They might just share their secrets with you as well, which for us is amazing to learn even more.
Well, because youth groups bring young people together, they can teach young people from the start to think, like, to stop the prejudices and like to think like the right ways and stuff. They can bring young people together from different areas and that, so like, they're not like, they don't feel separated and that.
Their job is for the young people to grow as a person, get them ready for life, society, and what's going to be thrown at them, like taxes, relationships.
I think the best way to do it is when you're younger, get kids to be more involved in different activities in different areas. Like, I made one of my good mates now from just going to college, and I'd done kayaking and climbing, and he was joining with me, and now we met. And when I was younger, I never really thought I'd be like hanging around with all different multicultural people, because all I ever used to do was hang around with like white people from my area.
I never used to like go into stuff like that as a kid because I find I'd get awkward, so I got introduced to a place called the Blackie, and I used to go there with my sister a lot and talk to other people who were different from me or weren't different from me.
Community events, taking part in like volunteering.
I would create a youth club, because maybe there's like many things for the grown-ups, but we don't really see that many things for the young kids to go to, and that's how some end up going the wrong way in life.
Centres for children and stuff to keep them off the streets, and so they're not bored and they're not like getting up to anything.
They give them something to entertain them, to like get them out of danger or whatever. Yeah. And that helps like stop crimes and that.
Like multicultural events, something about the country, something about the culture, which maybe the food as well, so we can just like, you know, get a taste of what they like, what their culture is, you know what I mean, and respect it in that manner, because as a person, I'd love to know about different culture, some of the key words and the languages and stuff like that.
Organise more festivals, get more young people active by like hosting, I don't know, charity football games where like the whole community can come and join in.
Media works in both ways, you know. People tend to like always blame media in one way, which is always like, you know, they're against this type of people, but I think media works in every single part of culture, if that makes sense. So basically, if you got an English media, for example, here, all you're gonna hear is if there's a mass shooting or something happens, they will always go, was it ISIS? Was it Muslims? Was it this person? If media was to remove altogether, completely, this will be a lot better place. Annoying as a youngster to see that a media has such a big influence on people to brainwash and to create hatred between cultures and communities.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't think I've ever seen an article about a person from a certain race that isn't described stereotypically. It always is stereotypical.
The biggest social agents that teaches people different things in life, and like all the shootings in America, we get to see all that, and like even TV shows. There's a lot of TV shows that feature like an almost all white cast, or like a very small ethnic minority cast, or like they'll cast like ethnic minorities as the bad guys or as like the unattractive people, and that sets in like not directly but like subconsciously we see like ethnic minorities as like the ones below.
The Sun painted Liverpool as a really bad place, calling us robbers, criminals, murderers. How do you think that's going to reflect where people see the city? How do you think someone from London or Manchester or Wales or Belfast, how do you think they're going to react when they say, oh, look what they're doing, look what they done?
I think the media plays a part in like creating stereotypes for each other.
Yeah, because they don't address that there are different cultures, so then there's some people who just don't get educated and they treat everyone who's not like them differently, and they don't listen to their opinions or who they are.
I've got younger brothers and sisters and they're quite bored sometimes, little centres or like that hold activities for them.
The government made loads of cuts to Liverpool, which means that obviously we can't put in the right like money that we need into the community and stuff to improve certain areas.
They don't have that many groups, like there's not places you can go, like youth groups or stuff like that, where you can feel like, ooh, I find people like me. Okay. So